How do you analyze the proposals and what's done so far? Is there more needed to be done?
So I'll answer that and just also address a couple of things that were said earlier. For me, whenever you look at privatization as a country, your main consideration is how is it going to help my competitiveness? You don't privatize if it is not going to improve your competitiveness. You don't privatize if it's going to raise energy costs. You don't privatize if it's going to raise water costs. You don't privatize if it's going to raise transport costs. Now, many countries have actually done this privatization for ideological reasons and suffered the consequences. UK is one of those. They privatized railway, it's a disaster. They privatized airports and handed it over to one company, UK Airports Authority, and now everybody agrees it's been a disaster. The Daily Telegraph, which actually was promoting privatizations, came out and said that after the privatization, the business traveler spent 40 minutes extra for each time they traveled, which has a huge cost for the society. So it shouldn't be done on ideological basis, but rather it should be done on commercial basis. Is this helping us? Can we get better management? Can we get better technology, etc., etc.? So I'm not against privatization per se. I'm actually very much in favor of it. But you have to do it for the right things and the right reasons. The other thing that I wanted to come back to is, I think we made a serious mistake going down the ISP route. And I think we can redress that by talking to bilaterals. Now, there are countries that are interested in Sri Lanka. There are multinational corporations that are interested. What we have to do is to say, okay, we're open for business, but we want to switch out of commercial loans towards bilaterals again. And as part of this, we're interested in your companies coming here. You know? So it's not just that we're going with the begging bowl to these countries and saying, please give us a concessional loan. No, it's part and parcel of an overall commercial link to countries. I'll give again the case of Vietnam. Who is building their metro? Who has built all their bridges? Who has built many of their roads? Japanese, Koreans. Why? Because they brought Japanese companies in. They've brought Korean companies. And you know who is now following? Germans. And what are they doing with the EU? They're asking for concessional loans. So I think this is the way we have to think, because commercial loans are not really the way to go. We need the bilaterals. We need to go back to a much more secure international funding. And in the end, we don't need that. But we actually go down that road initially to attract the foreign investors as well, because you know, once they see their countries actually lending to Sri Lanka in the context of doing business with Sri Lanka, then I think we're opening more doors for ourselves.